Good evening, this is the VHS guy. It's time for a VHS, record, and cassette update for May 27th, 2023. And here are the items regarding an Indianapolis Goodwill, the Antique Mall, and a garage sale. So let's not waste any time and let's get started. First up, The Punisher. And this is a 2004 Lionsgate tape. And this is still sealed, which is awesome. And this originally was purchased from Walmart, as you can tell by the sticker right here. Next up, Life as a House, and this is a new line tape from 2002. Put on February 6, 2002, and this is a formal from Marsh. Next up, Bulletproof, and this is an RCA Columbia tape from 1988. And this is another formal from Marsh. Put it in the 33rd week of 1988. Next up, Gunmen. And this is a live home video tape from 1994. Put it in the 23rd week of 1994, and this is a format from Video Unlimited, although the location is scribbled out for whatever reason. Next up, Tails You Live, Heads You're Dead, and this is a 1995 Paramount tape. This is for 96, my bad. Put it in the 25th week of 1996. Next up, Code of Silence, starring Chuck Norris. And this is a 40mm HBO tape from 1985. And this is an Orion Pictures film. Put it in the 46th week of 1985. Next up, Stone Cold, starring Brian Bosworth. And this is another RCA Columbia tape, this time from 1991. Put in the 41st week of 1991, and this is a formal from Marsh once again. Next up, Personal Velocity, and this is an MGM tape from 2003. Put on January 17th, 2003, and this is a format from an unknown video store, and this has a dark sticker label, which is cool. Next up, The Rage, and this is a Dimension title from 1998. Put on May 26th, 1998, and this is a format from Video Warehouse in Columbus, Georgia. Next up, 5-card stud, and this is a Paramount tape from 1990. Put in the 19th week of 1990. Next up, A Family of Cops 2, starring Charles Bronson. Former from Blockbuster, purchased on June 28th, 1999, and this is co-produced by Alliance. Next up, ICU with Sylvester Stallone, and this is 2003 Columbia TriStar tape, and this was a Universal film, which is pretty cool. Originally used by DEJ Productions. Put in the 18th week of 2003. Next up, New Blood. And this is a Columbia TriStar tape. From 2000. Put it in the 15th week of 2000. And this is a format from an unknown video store. Next few are demo tapes. First one's a Nelson Entertainment preview tape from September 1988. And this is a cool find. And this advertises Body Slam and High Season. And this tape is only 6 minutes and 20 seconds long. Definitely could not pass this one up. Next up, Dominick and Eugene. And this is an Orion demo tape from 1989. And you know the drill about reading information on these demo tapes. And if you see any tape that has this sticker on here, that means I got it at the antique mall. Next up, Distant Thunder. And this is another Paramount tape. And this is from 1989. Has this sticker right here, which is pretty cool, which is covering up the synopsis. Put in the 11th week of 1989. So another cool demo tape, of course. Next up, K9000. And this is a Fried Some videotape from 1991. It has this sticker right here for promotional use only, not for sale. Put it on July 7th and July 8th, 1991. Next up, Burn Hollywood Burn. And this is a Hollywood Pictures tape from 1998. Put on May 5th, 1998. And this is a formal from Madison Avenue Video and DVD in Indianapolis. Which I wonder why it was a former rental from there. Next up, Scarred City. And this is the last demo tape. And this is a Trimark tape, once again. Put on October 10th, 1998. Next up, Roxy Hart. And this is a 20th Century Fox Studio Classic tape from 1995. And this is printed in the 49th week of 1995. Next up, The Crimson Pirate, starring Burt Lancaster. And this is from the Family Classic category. Put on March 9th, 1996. Next up, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. I do have the first two Crocodile Dundee films on VHS as well. Put in the 35th week of 2001. And this is a former rental from Strachan Van Til, which is a grocery store chain in the Northwest Indiana portion of Chicagoland. And here's the last tape, which is a Spain Columbia TriStar tape, and that is El Abuelo, known as the Grandfather. And this is a tape from Spain. And this is a cool find. I didn't expect to find this one. And this came from Casino Records in Miami, Florida. I did check this tape. It is an NTSC conversion, and this does have the original tape master, which is cool. Here are the 4 records for this part. This one is Surfin' USA, backed with Shut Down by the Beach Boys. This one's the Rolling Stones with Honky Tonk Woman, backed with You Can't Always Get What You Want. This one's Elton John with Daniel, backed with Skyline Pigeon. This one's John Lennon with Number 9 Dream, backed with What You Got. Although this second is scribbled out for some reason. Here's the last record in this part, which is Celebration by Kool and the Gang, backed with Morning Star. And that's going to be it for part 1, and stay tuned for part 2.